Mr. Aware,
Yes, sir. Sir Surjit sir has joined, sir. I have made him co-host.
you make him the co-host.
He's already in the co-host, sir. Surjit sir, please
Okay.
unmute yourself, sir.
Good, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back on behalf of Aryavata Sahodaya School Complex. Today
Good
with us
afternoon,
is
sir.
Good afternoon,
Good-
sir.
good afternoon. Today with us is
Good
great
afternoon,
scholar,
sir.
Mr. Surjit Sen, sir. He will be taking the training on the topic
afternoon,
Art
sir.
Integrated Education. Surjit, sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are very much audible, sir.
Okay. So let's wait for around a minute and then we'll start. We are waiting for 1 minute because the participants are yet to connect. So just at
Participants, sorry, sir. Participants are requested to rename themselves with their school code and name.
yes. Yeah, it looks it doesn't look good. So some participants are being seen in the profile name of Oppo, Vivo. You just write your profile name. I'm getting one participant with Redmi. Profile name followed by your school name. The school name followed by your name. Okay. So I'll request Surjit sir now to start. In the meantime, the participant will connect. Keep the line open, Mr. Abhay.
Right, sir.
Sure, sir.
Surjit sir.
Right, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, please start, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Well, good evening to all respected teachers present in today's platform. A very good evening to Dr. Himanshu Kumar Pandey, the man who has actually made this program possible today. Good evening to Radhika ma'am, chairperson of Aryavarta Sahodaya School Complex, Patna. And also a very good evening to all the learned and respected principals all across Patna and the adding regions. It's a big opportunity for me to be the resource person of today's program, which is titled as Art Integrated Education. Respected teachers, let me tell you all that just a few days ago, Dr. Pandey contacted me and he told me that, sir, you have to conduct one capacity development program online for an hour. And you know, to be very honest with you, Dr. Pandey happens to be my mentor, my guide, my good colleague, my good friend, my co-principal. I'm indebted to him in not many ways as far as the learning process is concerned. Because of this, whenever sir will say something to do, I simply cannot say no. And I have often told sir that, sir, whenever you think that this novice like me is required for any type of work, I am always there. So with Pandey sir's blessing and with the blessing of all of you, let us start today's 1 hour program. Before we go into this exact program, I hope I am audible, respected teachers. I hope I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible.
Thank you so much. Before we go into this, let me just tell you a few things which are very important. Now, whatever we will be discussing today, you know, these are just some guidelines and framework and some methods and some policies. It's not that you have to follow them exactly like this or you have to do all the things exactly like this. Nothing like that. But these are some guidelines are there. And we know when we do something, we need some sort of guidelines to help us to move forward. I personally always believe, as a teacher is concerned, one teacher is equivalent to 100 ordinary men and women. One teacher is an extraordinary person. And it is the teacher who is the best artist in the classroom, along with his students. So we will just discuss a few guidelines. The main artist is you. Whenever you will enter the class, whenever you will prepare the class, you will use your own artistic qualities. You have the freedom to do so. There is no such hard and fast rule. No, you have to follow this only, then that will happen. Otherwise, not. No, it's not like that. A teacher is always a creative person, and a teacher can do wonders in the classroom. And in fact, you all have been doing so. So this is the thing that I want to make sure. Some of the information that we will provide today, we'll discuss today, are taken directly from various sources like CBSE manuals, NCERT manuals, certain good writings from certain excellent writings from some of the teachers whom I have met during my journey of giving trainings and all. So all those things are compiled together and has been brought in front of you. Now, as far as I am concerned, let me tell you that my name is Mr.Surjit Sen. I am the principal of Jharkhand Public School, and I have been a resource person of CBSE since 2018. Dr. Himanshu Pandey was the man who selected me as a resource person for CBSE in the year 2018. There was some sort of a training for resource person at Ranchi, and so he is the man who picked me up. And since then, I'm going forward. I have been instrumental in giving a lot of trainings along with Dr. Pandey in various schools across Jharkhand and Bihar. I myself have also conducted various training programs, capacity development programs in a lot of schools across Jharkhand and Bihar. I am also, or I was, or rather I was instrumental in giving training to the principals across the country. Last year, CBSE select me among 50 principals to give training to all the principals. You must be knowing that the principals took a training known as Pedagogical Leadership Program. And in that program, I gave training to the principals of Jharkhand, Bihar, along with Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan. So all these were very lovely interactive sessions with all the learned people. And it's all because in the year 2018, Dr. Pandey gave me the chance to become the resource person. Well, with this, we will move forward. And let me also tell you that I have completed almost 100 hours of training. I have been giving training from COE Patna also. Last month also I gave one training. A very common training of mine is effective communication skills, which has become almost a hit. Almost every month this training program is coming through me, and many more will be there. So with the name of God, let's go forward. We'll talk about at least half a minute I will take to talk about this particular slide. You can see this gentleman, his name is Alvin Toffler. And Alvin Toffler was a futurist, a predictionist, who used to prophesy, who used to think much ahead of his time. And in 1970, Alvin Toffler, he wrote a book called Future Shock. Many of us were not even born at that time when he wrote the book. And this is his very, very famous quotation in this book, which is used worldwide. Excuse me. The quotation is, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I repeat once again, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Believe me, respected teachers, this particular quotation has tremendous relevance to our training program of today and the training programs to come in future. I hope many of you know this fact that last year when CBSE declared that each and every teacher, principal, vice principal of each and every CBSE affiliated school have to take 50 hours of training program, 25 from the COEs and 25 from in-house. There were a lot of hue and cry. There were a lot of hue and cry across the country. Why so many training programs? What we will know, teachers already know this, that, and so. But believe me, as we all are real teachers in real sense, we always want to learn. Learning is an unending process. It's a continuous process. If after 20 years of experience, if I say I know everything in the world, then there will be nobody more stupid than me. It's a continuous process. We have to learn. We have to forget few of the things, or you have to leave those things and you have to relearn those things. This is how the system goes. That is why Alvin Toffler's this particular quotation is very, very relevant in our today's program. And we have to continuously take. Respected teachers, please keep this in mind that we have to update ourselves. We have to move forward if we want to give best to our children. Okay, right. Let's move forward. Today, our program is Art Integrated Education. Time to time, I will call it as Art Integrated Learning also. All different forms of learning culminate together and we compile them and we make into a form of education. So Art Integrated Education or Art Integrated Learning is our program today. Please once again remember this. Okay, we have a quotation over here again. Time to time we will see these snapshots. They are very important for us. They are very, very important for us. Now this is Swami Vivekananda, one of the greatest son of the soil. And Swami Vivekananda played a very, very big role in reforming India, excuse me, especially reforming the education system. Just imagine during his time, things were quite different. But the man, he had a different type of vision. He has different types of insights and foresights. And at that time, he told us that art is representing the beautiful. There must be art in everything. These three lines means a lot to us. And it has again tremendous relevance in today's program. There must be art in everything. Yes, there must be art in education. There must be art in learning. There must be art in living our life. Because art, this three-letter word, has huge capacity to change not many things in our world. Okay. Now, what are the things that we are going to explore today? What are the things that we are to see today? Or what exactly we all will learn today? First of all, we will learn what is art integrated learning. What is this big thing all about? We will also learn art integrated learning as a pedagogy. Art integrated learning as a pedagogy. How we can use art. How we can use art by making it as a pedagogy so that our children will love listening to us in our classrooms and they will love implementing those things in their life and they will move forward. Designing of art integrated learning activities. Simply saying art integrated learning, we will do this. How we will, that's not enough. How we will design art integrated learning activities. The activities which the teachers will always have a freedom to do, which will make the children happy. If the children are happy, they will take whatever you give in the best possible way. We will also learn how to do assessment through art integrated learning. Because when we are teaching, when we are teaching or when we are sharing our ideas and thoughts with our children, we have to do some sort of assessment to find exactly how much we have been able to deliver and exactly how much the children have been able to take. That is all about assessment. Not like we are going to see whether the child is bright or not or this. It is just how much the child has been able to retain, to take. That is the most important part of it. We will also see linking of art integrated learning to various subjects. Now, in our school-going subjects, we have English, Hindi, the second language, mathematics, science, social science, IT, so on and so forth. Now, how we can integrate this learning with these various subjects, how we can join, like say, for example, how we can join mathematics with science or mathematics with literature through this art integrated learning. This we will see today. And what are the objectives? What are the objectives of the session? We will explain what is art integrated learning. what exactly it is. What is the meaning of this? How the pedagogical tools of art integrated learning will be used. How we will design art integrated learning activities to make learning experiential and joyful. Yes, today's learning is also experiential learning. Through experiments, children want to learn. They want to get hands-on experience. They will see it. Use art integrated learning as an assessment tool for measuring competency-based learning. See, we are giving education. We also want to make our children competent enough to face the big bad world of competition, where there is a cutthroat competition. There is a difference of 1 mark, half a mark. And nobody knows better than Dr. Himanshu Pandey, the man who has attended various types of programs across the world and in India. And he exactly knows what this competency-based learning is. We will also talk about enjoy art experience as a medium of exploring creativity. When in learning process, if creativity is induced or inculcated, then wonders happen in the classroom. My respected teachers, I'll tell you, you must have experienced this also. As you all know, respected teachers, that a lot of discussions have been going on about the National Education Policy 2020. We had a lot of seminars, webinars, discussions, training programs. So very quickly, we'll see what it talks about this art integrated learning. The integration of art in curriculum including it into the pedagogy intricately is essential. So the policy makers feel, they believe that integration of art in the curriculum and also making pedagogies out of them is very, very important. We simply cannot ignore this particular part. And once that is done, the policymakers also believes that it will bring back joy of learning in all forms of education. Here, just I want to put one point over here, and that is, for a long time we have been following a policy. We have been doing something which really didn't give us that much which we all expected from our students. The rote learning in our country was there for a long period of time. A very small percentage of the students' population had gained something from this rote learning, but a major chunk of it did not. Because that is not scientific, there's no science behind it in that way. So rote learning has to be abolished at any cost. And that's why the new education policy believes in this art integrated learning, blended learning, experiential learning, learning in all different forms where total involvement is there to learn the concept. So it will bring back the joy of learning in all forms of education, whether it is skill education, formal education, informal education, whatever it is. And schools should focus on a holistic approach to bring both together and create an environment of blended learning. Yes, it's a world of blended learning. We are combining various forms of learning with various subjects, with various pedagogies to make sure that a holistic approach, a complete approach is made. A total learning will take place. The Brazilians, when they play football, they say that they play total football, complete football, without fouling, without taking any unfair means and all, and they play complete. They may not always win, but they play total football. People enjoy it. The same way, if this holistic approach is taken, if this type of an education, the curriculums are made in this way, if we follow these types of blended learning and experiential learning, then there will be total education, complete education will be there, and students will love it. It's been proved. Now, in art integrated learning, we will see teaching and learning models also. Sorry, excuse me. Learning through arts and learning with arts. Now, first is teaching learning model. The strategies, the plannings, the methods, the systems, they need to be created and they need to be implemented inside the classroom to bring out the best. And we will be learning through the arts and learning with arts. This second line It's very important. Learning through arts, applying those arts, and learning with arts. Both will go hand to hand. Art will become the medium of teaching and learning. Artistic work, artistic forms, artistic views, artistic ideas, they will become the medium of teaching and learning. And when this thing happens, again, changes are obviously there. A highly integrated classroom will take place. Integrated learning will happen over there. Now, what is art integrated learning? Now we will come to the points. Okay, that is the initially I discussed that these are the things we will see, these are the things we are bound to happen. Now in a very simple way. And remember, whatever is written over here is written in very, very simple language so that each one of us can understand. I have not made it into very hi-fi language or anything like that. It helps in clarifying difficult and abstract concepts of science and mathematics with ease. Yes. I think many of you teachers will agree with me that the school subjects, which really scares our students are science and mathematics. Because there are certain abstract concepts, certain difficult concepts, certain difficult parts of these two subjects, which students may not always be able to grasp through this rote learning or through textbook learning or through little bit of understanding here and there. But if those abstract concepts or those difficult concepts, those concepts which seems to them as incomprehensive can be made very easy by applying art into it. How we will see that. Art integrated learning also helps in increasing the knowledge of the student, because now the students will see it in a different way, understanding and application of the subject area. So art integrated learning will help in increasing the knowledge. That knowledge which the students were not able to receive through rote learning or through textbook learning simply. Textbooks are needed, by the way, let me tell you, I am not against textbook. Textbook should be there, but then rote learning from the textbook is something I am against this. So it will help in increasing the knowledge, because when they will go deep into the matter and understanding and application of the subject area. Because once the knowledge increases and the understanding develops, then application of the subject becomes very, very easy. It's directly proportional to each other. Well, our physics man, Dr. Himanshu Pandey, will definitely help us in this when we will discuss about it, because they are all directly proportional. And it will foster a sense of appreciation and expression through art. See, once the knowledge has developed, once the concept of understanding has developed, and once with those two, when application of the subject area, when students will go apply this knowledge and understanding in their subject area, then a sense of appreciation will automatically develop among them. They will start understanding, yes, I will become confident about it. And they can be expressed through art. We will see them. A snapshot over here. We have the photograph. You can see we have the photograph of another great son of the soil, Rabindranath Tagore. I don't think I have to tell you anything about Rabindranath Tagore. And Rabindranath Tagore, in his he has a famous book called Gito Bitan, where some thousands of Rabindra Sangits are written. And there he said, there's a quotation of him. They said, "When I see the universe through my songs, then only I know it." So, thus it means seeing is believing. See, so when we will apply art integrated learning into our classrooms, children will see them. When they will see them, their knowledge will increase, their belief, their understanding will increase, they'll be able to express, and when they will be able to, they will start believing. So seeing is believing, needs to see the things, and that's where art plays a very, very vital role. Excuse me. What is art integrated learning? So that we have already seen. Okay, just a minute. So art integrated learning, art becomes the medium of art becomes. So once this thing happens, that is the concept of understanding happens, then it becomes a medium of teaching and learning. Art will become a medium of teaching and learning. It will help the teachers to teach also properly, and it will also help the learners to learn, the students to learn. So art becomes the medium of teaching and learning. Art at the center of curriculum helps in simplifying and clarifying the concepts. So arts at the center of the curriculum, we have the curriculum for each and every subject. It will help in simplifying the curriculum and clarifying the concepts. Whatever concepts are there, whatever difficult concepts are there, whatever incomprehensive concepts that seems to be incomprehensive concepts are there, they will be clarified and simplified with the help of art. That is why art integrated learning is important. And learning becomes holistic, joyful, and experiential. When it becomes experiential, students will apply their concept more and more. The more they will apply, the more they will start believing. And the more they will start believing, more they will start retaining in their minds. And that will be the object of us, to make sure that the children retain whatever they learn. Excuse me. Expression can be now through art integrated learning, that the children will express themselves. They can be verbal or non-verbal. Sometimes they will write down whatever they are, or they can be non-verbal, visual, or in form of performance. Performing art, which we call it. Sometimes some of the concepts of teaching learning will go through in the form of performance. Like role play. Play is a very, very vital mode of art integrated learning, where children remembers the things much easily because they perform a particular concept, they talk about a particular concept, they do it, and when they do it, they see it, they believe it, and they start retaining it. That's again a beauty of art integrated learning. Art integrated learning provides learning experiences that engage the learner's mind, heart, and the body. You know, those three part of the three domains of our learning system: the cognitive, the psychomotor, and the effective learning. Okay, that's what we study in Bloom's taxonomy. So art integrated learning provides a learning experience that engages the learner's mind, the brain they will apply. And when they are completely satisfied with whatever they have learned, they have been able to imprint all their learning things in their brain, they will apply their heart to make it much better, to come out with something different. And they will apply their body. Body means what over here? Body means the hands for experiment. That is the beauty of art integrated learning. Teaching learning model, which is based on learning through arts and learning with arts. So what will happen eventually? The teaching learning model, which will develop through this art integrated learning, it will be based on learning through the arts, moving with the arts, and moving with arts and moving through arts. Means you will go deep inside it, and the children will learn. Art becomes the medium of teaching learning and the key to understand the abstract concept. Again and again, I'm talking about this particular part. Art becomes the medium of teaching and learning and a key to understand the abstract concept. This is the main focus of us. This is the fine-tuned part of this particular program, that is to make students understand the abstract concepts, which they find very, very difficult to comprehend. And simply they just leave if they don't understand. And we teachers also sometimes overlook them because we are more interested in completing the syllabus rather than giving the best form of education. That's why we have to remove ourselves from this. It's a difficult job. It's not an easy job. It cannot be done in one day or 2 days. It needs continuous hard labor in order to implement art integrated learning into our students' mind and into the classroom. So only teachers like you who have a big heart to do so will be able to. The learner explores creativity while building connections between different concepts. See, respected teachers, when the students understand, and they will understand in the best possible way, then what will they do? They will try to connect one concept with another. They will use their creativity. Say, for example, mathematics and English are two different subjects, which has two different, the views and the concepts are quite different. But if the child wants to express the mathematical problem in the best possible way, the child will try to use better English to make sure that the problem can be solved in the best way. Okay, there are formulae and all these things, but then expression is very important. Or say for the other, in the other way around, science and English, these two subjects go hand to hand. One has to be a very good in English if one has to be very good in science also, because if the language is proper, then the expressions will work, and this is where the creativity of the children comes. I have been associated with Dr. Pandey for a long time, and I have seen, he's a physics man, but the way he uses his English and integrate with the physics part, and he talks about it, it's simply unexpressible by me, because the two subjects he has combined. In this way, we have to do it. I personally have seen all this. Art integrated learning makes experiential and joyful. See, this is again very unique about art. When performance is coming, when creativity develops, then a joyful learning will be there. And when there is joyful learning, you don't have to look anything. The children don't have to look back. You don't have to look back. Things will automatically move forward. Happiness is the core of learning again. And it will enable children to explore and use multiple skills. Then what will happen? No, see, once the learning process goes, the creativity has developed, the understanding is developed, then multiple skills will come out. Children will come out with various ideas, various forms. Because we are implementing art into it. We are not going to go, we are not doing anything rote learning or anything like that. There is something called visual and performing arts, and these two forms of art, they play a very, very vital role in developing this art integrated learning, in implementing this art integrated learning, in working with this art integrated learning. Visual art is a creative form. What is it? It is a creative form perceived primarily by viewing, painting, sculpture, photography, printmaking, clay modeling, applied arts and crafts. These are various forms of visual arts. And if these visual arts are implemented with our curriculum, are integrated, are joined, are fixed, are mixed, whichever way you want to say, with our curriculum, then wonders are bound to happen. Very small example I will give you. Say, for example, if we just go back to the nursery classes, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. The children learn that poem by heart. In the junior classes, we have this system of making them learn by heart. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. They know this thing. But how many of the children are able to know or understand the meaning of twinkling? So in that case, what is done, what the teachers do, what you people all do, what the nursery teachers, I have seen in many schools, they do it in this way. They make small, small stars. They make painting or print making of the stars. They put all those that sparkling materials on the stars, and then they hang stars and let light fall on them, and they twinkle, they shine out. And then the student maybe the student will not be able to exactly give the meaning of the word twinkle, but the student understands that this is the signing of the star, the movement of the star over there is actually the meaning of the word twinkling. And that time the child will see it and the child will never forget it. Right from the junior section, it starts in that way. So viewing, or sometimes the teachers give them the freedom to make those stars by themselves. They draw it on the board and they tell the children, okay, you use this paper, you use this, and you make the star, and they do make it. And when they make it, they feel happy about it. Sometimes in the higher classes, we ask the students to make the modeling, especially in social science classes. In my school, I'll tell you, we have asked the students to make clay modeling of the different types of temples that are in India. The North Indian temples, they have a different form of settings. Their sculpture is different. The South Indian temple, the Central Indian temples, which are a little bit bulged, like if you see the Jagannath temple of Puri, it is quite different. Then the temple the Meenakshi temple of Tamil Nadu compared to the Shiva temples of North India. So in this way, these modelings are made, but it needs a lot of sacrifice from the teacher's side. This is what actually is art integrated learning. In physics, if you want to make a model of the generator, the children can easily create a model of the generator by applying art over there, by using different types of papers, cardboards, and they will make it, and they are making it. So this is where art helps in learning. The concept comes in our time. If you take it in that way, respected teachers, when we were students, so I am a 1972 born person, and then when I was in school, I remember 60% of our learning used to be from imagination. We used to imagine. That is also a great quality. We can visualize. But today, things are different. We want to make them see it, do it by their own. Next comes the performing arts. Performing arts are creative and artistic expressions using voice, yes, body, or imminent objects. It includes dance, music, theater, puppetry, mime, and storytelling. These are also various forms of artistic forms or artistic expressions by the help of which we learn. Suppose if we are teaching, the students a particular part of a literature story where the teacher has to use the voice in such a way, the students have to be made to told that you use the voice in such a way which can be the voice of a giant or a lion or a very horrifying character. Then the voice will become different. The body language will become different. It is like some sort of that expressions of the mood. Like there's a gentleman in the film industry who stands tall and talks in this way. Hum jahan khade hota hai, line wahin se shuru hota hai. So that type of teaching will come now in the classrooms, which will make the student understand that this man's voice is like this, so he must be a strong person. The expressions, the body expression of a strong man. If we are talking about Hitler in history, the expression of the teacher will be such that students can easily imagine that, okay, there was somebody called Hitler who once upon a time was a dictator, and he used to talk in this particular way, raising his hand and voice and saying, "Hey Hitler," like that. I'm not glorifying him. This is a way of teaching. Or say, for example, the Mughal rulers of our country, how they used to talk, how they used to make themselves, or in that case, say the small battle in Alexander and King Porus, where Alexander used his way of talking, and Porus, you remember that story? How King Porus said that I want to be treated like a king, as a king treats a king. So these are the expressions which needs to be done in the classroom, and that will help the students to understand it. Simply rote learning will not work. And of course, then we have other forms of art expressions, like we have dance. Through the various dance forms, we can express our children, through music, through theater. Puppetry is a unique way. In many classrooms, in many schools, not many schools, and I have seen how teachers are using puppetry in order to make students understand. Some time ago, I was in a school in Bokaro, and there I have seen one class 5 teacher. He was using just those handmade puppets, those handmade puppets, and he was explaining about mathematics to the students. And I was spellbound. I was overwhelmed to see this. So that's why I said that no matter how many different ways or methods are given by CBSE or NCERT, the real artist is the teacher himself, who has to create that art form within the classroom. And then we have mime and storytelling. By storytelling is now gaining quite popularity in the schools. For a long time, it was not there. For a long time, it was not there. But again, CBSE has reintroduced it, and there are competitions going on storytelling. And by that, it is also a unique art form by which we can make the student understand their subject, their concepts. Now, adoption of integrated. Now, how we will use it in our classrooms? Art becomes the basis of classroom teaching. When we are very serious about it, and we must be very serious about it, then, just a minute, excuse me, 1 minute, this one is disturbing too much. Art becomes the basis of classroom teaching. Adopting art integrated curriculum. How we will adopt it in our curriculum? Art will be the center of the curriculum. Art helps in simplifying and clarifying the concepts. So when we adopt art integrated curriculum, then what will happen? The art becomes the basis of the curriculum. It will become the basis. It will become the foundation stone of the curriculum. And everything will be centered on art only in the curriculum. Everything will be centered through art only. And it will help us in simplifying and clarifying the concepts. Art integrated. Art integrated learning bridges. They shortens the gap, content of different subjects. So art integrated learning bridges the content of different subjects. We have physics, chemistry, biology, math, science, social science, and all. But the contents will be bridged by art integrated learning in a logical form, in a learner-centric form, in meaningful ways. When we talk about logical, means what? That yes, if we want to bring two concepts, some part of English and some part of physics, and we want to bridge it, and it should be done in a very logical way by using the exact words, exact meanings, and applying them. Then what will happen? AIL will help in, it will become learner-centric. Nowadays, everything should be learner-centric, not teaching-centric, not teacher-centric. We have to make things such a way that everything is for the learner, not for me to get satisfied in the classroom. Okay, today I have done a great class. No, my students will understand and they will say, yes, a great class has been done today by the team. That is what education will all about. And it will help in meaningful ways. Meaningful ways means whatever the student will learn, at the end of the day, they should admit that yes, whatever we learn, there is a relevance to it. We just didn't learn it for the heck of learning it. We have gained something. Now, whatever I am saying, it is very easy to say all these things while sitting in front of the computer and tell you all. The real acid test comes when we do it, and that is where our greatness can be seen. It is very easy to say all these things, but I understand how difficult it is to do all these things. It is not so easy. It takes a lot of sacrifice, lot of pain for the teachers in order to make sure that they give the best. And that is why in the beginning I told you all that one teacher is equivalent to 100 ordinary men and women. Teaching is not everybody's cup of tea. The role of art in the learning, making learning holistic and experiential. What is the role of art? The arts that we'll be applying, how they can help us in holistic learning for our children, how they can be experiential. Now, first of all, by observing. Seeing is believing. In the beginning we said, no, students will observe, the teachers will observe, and when they will observe, they will start thinking. And thinking will lead to imagining. Imagining will automatically lead to exploring, to find out new ways. And when this exploring will go on, then the students will start experimenting. And that's the best part of it. Let them make mistakes. Let them do whatever they want to do, but let them do it. That's very important. And when they will experiment, they will deduce. They will try to find out the reason for why this is this. And then they will create new things. And they will again recreate, create and recreate. Maybe the students are not satisfied with the particular part they have done. They will try to recreate it and finally express it. So art plays these vital roles in making learning a holistic approach. If a student, or if we are able to make the student pass through all these processes, I can challenge you, respected teachers, that your class will be turned out to the best. At the end of the day, the students will come out and say, and they will express, and they will say, yes, we have learned something. But we have to create that part. Of course, they will travel the path, but we have to create it. So once again, this particular slide is very important. That is role of art in learning, in making art integrated learning a holistic and experiential. That is observing. Please remember this. Observing. First, they will observe all art forms that we will be applying in our learning process. And once student starts observing, they will start, because their brain, human brain is like that. They will start thinking. If thinking occurs, imagination will come out. Imagining will occur. More thinking. And then human mind is very inquisitive. No, they start exploring. Okay, if this is like this, will it really happen in this way? Or it doesn't happen in this way. Let us check it. They will go on experimenting. And from it, they will bring out some result, deducing, and finally creating something out of it. Recreating and expressing. These are the pathways by which the art integrated learning will slowly and steadily enter into the minds of the children. Art integrated learning is experiential in nature. Yes, we have one training topic that we have, which we call as experiential learning also with art. So both almost go simultaneously with each other. Okay, actual involvement of the three domains. Like in art integrated learning, three domains are in the beginning. I have also told you that actual involvement of the three domains take place over the cognitive, the brain will think, the psychomotor, that experimenting and doing, using of hands, and the effective work. They all work together, leading to holistic development. So art integrated learning will always use the three domains of our learning, and they will work together, and they will help us in getting a holistic development, complete development, total learning will take place. And when this will happen, then learning becomes joyful, wonderful. Results are much better than they used to be. Art integrated learning is considered important for competency-based learning also. In the beginning, I told you that we will also see about competition-based learning. So what is this all about? Now, since all the three domains will work together, working with all the three domains, that is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, three domains of learning will work in the art integrated learning, and all the three domains will work simultaneously with one another, and the competency-based learning will develop. Fulfills the pedagogical need of competency. It will fulfill the pedagogical need of competency-based learning, the pedagogical meaning. Cross-curricular pedagogical approach will be there. NCRT also believes in this, that there will be always a cross-curricular pedagogical approach. Cross-curricular means the different types of curriculum we have for different subjects, so they can crisscross across each other, and that approach will happen. And creative inquiry process to construct and demonstrate. Creative inquiry in the minds of the children, they will come out with creative things, which will construct and demonstrate new ways and new methods of learning and new ways of understanding. Now, these have been researched and found out. Okay, if you read the National Curriculum Framework of Art Integrated Learning, then you will get all these approaches over there. There is a there is a publication from CBSC. There's a book from CBSC known as Art Integration, which all of you can get in the academic side of CBSC. If you want, you can download that book and keep it with you. It's a unique book to learn about art integrated learning also. All these things are given over there. The nature of art integrated learning, it will provide teachers with an access to monitor the continuous and comprehensive process of learning. See, when we apply art with learning, and if we deeply involve ourselves, then the teachers will be able to monitor the continuous and comprehensive process of learning. That's what is the need of the day. We have to every day see how much they are learning and how much they have been able to comprehend of that learning process. It will assist children as per their need. This is the uniqueness of art integrated. It will assist the children as per their need. Now, the primary section has certain need, the middle section has certain need, the higher secondary, the secondary and the secondary sections have their own needs. So that will assist the children as per their needs. It will democratize the process of assessment. There will be no biasness. Everything will be unbiased. And multiple modes of expressions of learning will come out. Not that typical one or two methods are there, you have to apply that and then only this will be learned. No, the once upon a time there used to be these types of schools where teachers used to say, no, whatever I have given answer, that one only I need. Exactly those number of words, those number of sentences, then only I will give you mark, otherwise not. This type of teaching will no more work. Students can express in their different ways and means, and we have to understand them. CBSC acknowledges this fact of multiple modes of expression in the by the students. Those of you who are going for this evaluation process, you must have seen sometimes the children they just simply draw cartoons and make the answer, and they are beautiful answers are there in form of them. During my time as a evaluator of biology, I'm a biology man. So several times I have seen that the students, instead of writing in words and all, they have given their expressions in form of illustrations. And CBSC tells us, CBSC acknowledges these types of illustrative work, and they get full marks. So multiple modes of expressions will also be learned through this art integrated learning. Art integrated learning helps in promoting inclusive classrooms. Yes, whenever we talk about, in today's section, whenever we talk about education and whenever we talk about methods of education, then of course we cannot ignore inclusive classrooms. And I hope all of you know what is inclusive classrooms, where there is no gender discrimination, no discrimination of physical forms or language forms or the capacity of retaining forms, where everybody is included and everybody is free to learn. So one of the most important aspects of art is that there is no right or wrong method. Yes, one of the greatest aspect of art integrated learning is there is no right or wrong method. In whichever way the students are able to express, or in whichever way the teacher is able to create a system to make the students understand a particular concept, that will be taken as the best method over there at that particular moment, provided it gives the right information, obviously. So there is no right or wrong method. Only you have to create the method and you have to understand that, okay, this connects this with that. Art is an expression of the self. It helps the disadvantaged to express their innermost feeling through their works of art. Yes, there are many students in our classroom whom we find that they may not be able to express verbally. They may not be able to express through body language, but they have the capacity to apply some art form to express what they want, their innermost feeling about a particular subject, about a concept, about answer, and that also will work. And that will be considered in the inclusive classrooms. Art integrated learning in its approach provides equal space and opportunity to every student, irrespective of their learning abilities, gender, caste, or their socio-economic or socio-cultural background. From whichever background the children are coming in the classrooms, whatever ideas they have, whichever gender, caste, no discriminations are there. And it will give the art integrated education in inclusive classrooms gives an opportunity for each one to learn according to their abilities, and each one has to be taken into consideration seriously by the teachers present over there, and all must be treated equally. All men, all, no discrimination over there. So art integrated learning plays a very vital role in our inclusive classrooms. Teachers, you please make a note of this. It's very important. Just a minute. Art integrated learning helps in promoting inclusive classrooms. We'll continue with the same. Children with special needs are given conscious attention and should be given, children with special needs, because they have certain limitations. So this method of teaching will give them special ways of understanding. Working as a team in art activities, children do engage with each other without thinking of any barriers. Yes. Sometimes, there are some sort of discrimination always occurs. The front benchers are given more priority. The back benchers are not given that much of priority. These types of things also used to happen in the classrooms. But now it's slowly changing. When everybody is joining hands together, then there is no question of any barriers or any about less thinking or more thinking, because working as a teamwork develops. There may be a person who can be able to write beautiful words, and somebody who can draw, somebody who can make things, and all will join together to bring out the best. This makes children learn about one another, appreciate and value each other. Yes. So that feeling, the fellow feeling will develop. That also leads to unity, and we will create a healthy environment of unity in diversity. So it will not only art integrated learning not only helps in learning the method, but it will help also learn the human aspects of it, human life, human values. That's important. Some sort of a moral value will also get attached to it. Art integrated learning considered as, why it is considered joyful learning? Natural medium of free expression of one's imagination and thoughts. In the beginning, I told you that we will be getting some ideas about the joyful learning. When joyful learning will occur, when the natural medium of free expression is there, when a child is able to freely express, or the teacher is able to freely express to the student about one's imaginations and thoughts. There is no barrier, there is no restriction that after that you cannot cross, or after this you cannot cross. Then the joy of learning will take place. Every learner will get the freedom to be different and unique. Provides creative space for every learner to explore, experience, and express and celebrate. Celebration is important. The feeling of winning also works wonder among children. So these things we will be able to create, and a joyful learning environment will be created with art integrated learning. If we do this, we will be able to remove all those boring stuffs from our classrooms, and we will be giving something unique and different. Art integrated learning considered as joyful learning continues. The learner is encouraged to experience art as a process and not worry about the product. Very, very important. Think about the process, don't think about the product. The process is more important, because in the process, involvement of the person is there. When involvement is there, product is bound to become perfect. If not today, definitely tomorrow. So the learning and relearning and unlearning will go on. Art also addresses the diverse learning needs and provide every learner with alternative means of expression. Not the typical 50-word answer or 25-word answer. Art in diverse learning with the various learning needs. Drawing, learning, reading, writing, expressing. Learners can explore and experience a topic more deeply without pressure or outcome. Freedom, no. Once freedom is given, once judgment is not made, then it becomes an excellent environment for learning. And if we make restrictions, then children will not be able to learn in that way. They will just mug and jug it, but that's all. Art as a pedagogical tool, how you will use it. It will be flexible to approach. First of all, it will be very flexible, dynamic, moving, hands-on experience approach. Every day, some sort of experiment will go on. Make the learner think, imagine, explore, observe, reflect, and freely express. So, art integrated learning as a pedagogical tool, when we use it as a pedagogical tool, then first of all, it is very flexible for approach. It should be flexible to approach. It should be dynamic, It cannot be static. That okay. Changes are made here and there every time. It will be moving. Hands-on experience approach will be there. Children will use their hands and they will go on seeing it and make the learner think, imagine, explore, observe, and reflect. When these things happen, then learning automatically becomes enjoyable. And that is what we all are looking for. So what the features, once again, hands-on experience approach will be there, cannot be covered. We will use those parts which cannot be covered theoretically. Different kinds of worksheets and activities we have to prepare. Make the learner think, imagine, explore, observe, and reflect, and freely express. Finally, this part is again and again I am saying, make the learner think. That is the motto, that is the mission of our art integrated learning. It will make the learner think, imagine, explore, observe, reflect, and freely express. And I told different kinds of worksheets and activities. In the beginning, I told you that a teacher by himself or herself is the best artist inside the classroom. So when art integrated learning will be implemented by the teacher can prepare the worksheets and the activities. There is no such hard and fast rule that only this points are to be taken or that part. The teacher's artistic work will come into work over here, will give the results, and provided that it should be in the right way. It should not be in the wrong way. We can use messy art. What is this messy art? The things that we just throw here and there, the raw materials, the unwanted things, the debris, from there also we can create something. For experimenting with raw materials, we can process and create the raw materials, and we can experiment and do something that will help the students to learn, like the plastic bottles, the mineral water bottles, the packets, the torn clothes. Lot many things are there. The list is endless. Touch it, you can feel that what you can make out of it. And it will provide a chance to foster curiosity, imagination, and problem-solving methods. In one of the schools in Gujarat, I have seen, they have made a beautiful garden by simply using the PET bottles, the used PET bottles. They have colored it, they have cut them in different shapes and forms, and they have put soil into it, and they are growing plant into it, and various characters of historical characters, of geographical characters, they are placed over there. And that turned out to be a unique center of learning, art integrated learning. In one of the schools in West Bengal, I have seen that in every step, the steps are there, which the students used to go from one floor to another floor. And in each and every step, beautiful artistic ways of historical events are written. Showing a little bit about that particular, giving one or two diagrams, one or two illustrations of that particular historical event, when it happened, who were the people involved in it, in a very simple way. And the students are bound to remember. This is what art integrated learning is. Art integrated learning should be sequential. It should be done, and should be well planned. It should be well planned. Before implementing those things, it should be planned, and then everything needs a planning. Otherwise, things will not work. Suggested methods. Okay, some of the methods how you can prepare the art integrated learning activity. This is a method. Okay, this is just one suggestion. It's not that you have to use it in this way. You can make your own methods. You can use your own planning. That freedom is there. I'm just giving one. Like suppose for a particular class, you can make it in this way. You can make the file in this way. class, subject, theme of the chapter, art form being used, and how much time it is required. Okay. Suggested forms for art activity, planning of art experiences, activities, stepwise, what you want to do, what plannings are there, what are the follow-up exercises to be done in order to retain whatever the children have learned, and linking of art experience and concepts or themes and how they are linked with one another. And assessment, what assessment will be given. This is just a suggestive method. It is not that you have to do it in this way. Okay, you can use your own ideas also. One example, one simple example of this. Say, suppose for class 5, the subject is social studies. The theme that or the chapter you want to teach the student is continents, and the art form or the being used is for performing art. You are using performing art. Performing art can be dance, can be role play, can be dramatization. So performing art you are using. Different children, they can be, they may hold a part of the continent with their own hand in form of a drawing or something like that, and they will go on discussing, I am Europe. I am the smallest continent in the world. I am very cold. My temper weather or my climatic condition in the southern part is much better than that of the northern part. You know, in this way they can be taught. So quickly and easily the children will remember. I am Asia. I am the largest continent, or I am the second largest continent. Whatever ideas. I am Africa. I am supposed to be the dark continent. You know, and how much time is required, that also you have to write down. And these things will be kept for record. So example for planning of an experience or activities, stepwise learning objectives and learning outcomes we have to do. We have to make a follow-up exercises, because follow-up is very important. Once the thing is taught or once the thing is done in the classroom, once the learning process has taken place in the classroom, after that, if we don't follow up, then we will also forget and the students will also not be able to retain. And then our mission will not be successful. So this we have to keep it in mind. And of course, linking the art experience with the concept. What is that art and how the concept through that art experience we are learning. That's very important. Assessment provides method of continuous and comprehensive assessment. It will help us. It helps to assess both learning of the subject as well as socio-emotional development. The subject the child will learn as well as the socio-emotional development. How much the child has involved himself or herself in it and what outcome they are getting. That is also so help us. And it will become an effective tool for competency-based learning. See, once the concept is understood clearly, then the competency-based learning will take place. Now, children will be able to deduce things out of it. Features of art integrated based learning. What are the? It should be non-judgmental. Don't try to judge the good, bad. Don't make it comparative, non-comparative, non-competitive, non-threatening. Whatever the child will learn, whatever methods we will apply, there should be enough freedom. Then only the learning will be joyful. Because once we start comparing, then all our missions will fail. And it empowers facilitators with a variety of tools and techniques for assessment. So these are the features of art integrated learning. They should be non-judgmental. Don't try to judge anything. Okay, one child has expressed in his way, another child has expressed in another way, so on and so forth. And non-threatening. Children should not be scared that, no, if I apply this method, my teacher will get angry. No, that thing has to be at any cost. Please, for God's sake, don't ever be a threatening person in the classroom. So exemplar of the assessments, initiatives taken by participants, what initiatives they have taken, how much their communication skills will develop, their cooperation will develop, understanding and clarity of thoughts will take place, creativity in presenting the things will happen, and connect and improvise the things accordingly, and the resources will also be utilized in the proper way. So these are some of the things that the children learn when art integrated learning is implemented in the classrooms. Linking all the activities, I'm just showing you linking of this. Suppose art integrated activity in mathematics, making dream house using three-dimensional shapes. Now see, this is like a dream house. We all want to have dream house. Children also want to have dream house for themselves. so that their parents will make them happy within the classroom. They will be able, sorry, their teachers will be make them able to happy in the classrooms. All children want to live in a beautiful house. They want to share their house, show their house to their friends. So we all have a dream house. And see, this is a experimental learning as well as art integrated learning combined together. Now over here we have different shapes. We have shapes of cones. We have shapes of cylinders. We have shapes of rectangles, cubes, cuboids, three-dimensional, two-dimensional, different shapes, and a house is made out of it. Now, through this, we can teach. We have spheres, we have circles. Through this, we can teach the children with this artistic form about the figures, about the methods, about the different formulae in order to make this house, in order to calculate their areas and volumes, and at the same time, they will also be using their artistic forms to create all these things. This is one small example which can be done. A little more we have. I know the time is running short, but too much, little bit we will have. Now see, art integrated activity in geography. Climatic conditions of place accordingly greatly influence the houses and buildings constructed in this area. Now through these visuals, we can teach the children that in different areas of the world, we have different types of houses, and the houses are built with different types of materials that are available in that particular area, and how much the climatic conditions influence that place, and according to it, the houses are made. So we can tell them that in the northern hemisphere, what type of houses are there, extreme north, what type of houses, extreme south, what type of houses, in the central part of the world, what type of houses we get, what is the climatic condition, what is the vegetation, why the trees of one area look like this, why the trees of the vegetation of another area look like this. So this is what is art integrated learning. So these are some of the methods, and this we use in our art integrated learning. So one thing is very clear about it: this art integrated learning is a unique process. It needs a lot of hard work, it needs a lot of dedication, it needs a lot of understanding. But once if we compile all this and place it in from our students, then learning is bound to be joyful. That's of sure. Nobody can stop it. Art integrated activity in science. Look at the alternatives and techniques to make dream house design future ready and eco-friendly. Okay, so these are the how we can use.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, so art integrated learning is a form of experiential learning. It's a form of understanding the subject in the best possible way. So let us all join hands together and make it happen in our classrooms. And I think wonders will happen. With this, we come to this end of this session about art integrated learning. I have just explained and processes. It's not that it is like this. These are the techniques, but a teacher is the best artist in the classroom. That again and again I will tell, and you use those techniques and those methods and apply them in your classroom, and I'm sure your students will come out with flying colors. With this, we come to the end of the program. I have given my email ID over here along with my contact number. Now, if you want to talk more about this, you want to add something more into this program to make it more joyful and holistic, then you are most welcome to write to me, and I will definitely apply those techniques also for development of because this is a continuous process. It's an incomplete process. We have to make it complete again and again. You can call me till 8:30 p.m. in night. I'm ready to listen to teachers, principals. I don't belong to that category of people who say I'm not going to listen or not going to. I'm always there to learn from you all. So please help in making programs much better. So with that, we come to this end of this 1 hour. I think it's a little more than that. 1 hour, 15-minute session it has become, and lot of talking, lot of discussions. Now it is all up to you all to apply them and make learning happy for children. Make a happy classroom. Himanshu sir, are you there, sir?
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. I'm not able to allow, the video is not there.
Okay, sir, no issue.
Right. It's a very nice program. You enlightened us a lot. Very, very thankful to you.
Thank you, sir.
Our participants have really learned a lot. So I'll request if there is any question, any query you can put in the participants, a few queries which you wish to put on.
Right, yes, definitely, definitely.
If the lines are open, you can unmute yourself and then ask your queries. A few hands raises are there. So I thought,
Okay, if any
okay,
there, definitely I'll try my best.
okay. So thank you, sir. I think there is no question. You have interpreted, elaborated so efficiently that nothing leaves behind. So thank you so
sir.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all the participants. Our new trainings on Wednesday. We'll announce the registration link and share it to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Surjit.
Thank you,
sir.
thank you, sir. Thank you, Pandey sir. Thank you for giving
On
such a
behalf
big
of
opportunity
President
to me.
Radhika ma'am
So the,
and
attend
the
Thank you,
secretary.
sir.
Thank
the
you.
attendance link is given, sir.
Okay, attendance
Sorry to
link is
interrupt.
given. You can seal it and share it till in 15-20 minutes from now. Thank you.
How
everyone.
are to get applied in the schools?
Yes, sir, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
The participant, the link has been given in the chat. Please fill the link for the attendance. The link will be open till 5:30. If anyone has any query related to the attendance in the Google form, please you can ask.
Mr. Abhay Singh. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good
Yes,
evening,
sir.
Mr. Abhay Singh.
Yes, sir.
This is Shailendra Kumar. My name is not there in the list.
Sir, for that,
Yes,
in that
sir,
case, sir, the below it is mentioned if your name is not in the list. Up below that, the one section is given to write your name over there.
Okay. I'll see.
Participants, those who have marked their attendance can leave the meeting. Participants, those who have marked their attendance can leave the meeting. सर अगर आपका नाम उसमें नहीं है तो आप नीचे में देखिएगा जस्ट जिसमें नेम लिस्ट है उसके नीचे में नाम डालने के लिए कॉलम दिया हुआ है, आप अपना उसमें नाम डाल दीजिएगा। बाकी सब डिटेल के साथ नीचे में एनए डाल दीजिएगा जहाँ पे नाम
ईमेल
लिस्ट
में
है।
क्या डालना है सर?
जी,
सीबीएसई शिक्षा ईमेल में क्या डालना है?
जो आपका स्कूल कोड है वो अपने आप स्कूल के मैनेजमेंट से पता कर लीजिए या अपने एसटीएनसी से पता कर लीजिए।
ओके सर।
नेम लिस्ट में अगर नाम नहीं है तो वहाँ पे प्लीज सेलेक्ट एनए, वहाँ पे लास्ट में इन द लास्ट सेक्शन इज गिवन Shalendra sir.
Yes, God.
Yeah, in the section it's last given NA and after that fill your name in the below
Yes,
section.
I did that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, now we should leave.
Yes, sir. Those who have marked their attendance in the Google
Yeah,
form,
we
they
have
can
filled
leave.
our attendance sheet,
Sure,
sir.
sir. Sure, sir. You can leave.
But our name was not there So we have selected NA and filled that one.
Sure, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Okay, sir. This meeting is on till the query is solved. If anyone has any query related to attendance, they can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. It's me, Vikash Kumar. Sir, actually, I cannot find my name in the list.
So in that,
Hello, good evening, sir.
sir, in that both case, if in the list there is mentioned NA over there.
Sir, actually, name is there, but there are 4 to 5 Vikash Kumar.
Hello, sir. email
just-
ID में क्या डालना है?
मैम email ID is for ask your school, मैम 65 से आपका email ID का ये होगा, वो डालना होगा.
सर कहाँ पे डालना है, कैसे
Good
करके?
evening, sir.
वो वहीं पे mentioned है मैम.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, मैम.
Sir, in the last thing, my name is very much there in the list. I have filled in the form,
Yes, ma'am.
but the last column I'm unable to read what is to be written in that.
Yes, ma'am. If your name is mentioned over there in the list,
Yeah.
in the last form you need to mention over there. It's given AMBL already mentioned in above list. You can see over
Hello,
there
sir.
it's mentioned AMBL.
So I'm
Hello,
supposed to
sir.
write
Good
AMBS
evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
caps.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to write in the section.
Thank you so much, sir. कुमारी सर, अटेंडेंस कैसे बनाना है सर?
मैम वो अपने STNC से पता कर लीजिए, वो बता देंगे. अभी आपके पास 10 मिनट और है मैम. STNC आपके जो स्कूल के हैं उनसे पूछ लीजिए.
सर, शिक्षा में आपको 4-5
का
नेम
कॉलम
दिखा रहा है.
आएगा
कैसे
इसमें.
अपना select करेंगे?
जी.
विकास
बोले
कुमार.
तो
I have a
सर,
query.
attendance का
Good evening,
कॉलम
sir.
आएगा.
Actually,
please
sir,
come
I
one by
have
one,
not got the
sir.
Shiksha email ID. Can you explain, sir, how can we can code the Shiksha email ID for that?
Sir,
Yes,
it's a
sir.
school. It's a bit related to your school code. School code plus the Shiksha ID. The Shiksha ID start with your school code.
Sir, can I speak now?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ देखिए ना.
विकास कुमार यहाँ 4-5 नाम दिखा रहा है. मेरा नाम कैसे पता चलेगा, सर?
सर उसमें किसी भी विकास कुमार को आप सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, वो हम लोग वहाँ पे चेक कर लेंगे सर.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. सर्टिफिकेट कैसे आएगा?
सर सर्टिफिकेट्स उसमें मेंशन किया जाएगा. जब आएगा सर तो वो आपको व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू आपके STNC को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया जाएगा, वहाँ से साइट से डाउनलोड कर सकेंगे.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening to you. Have a great evening ahead.
Same to you. Thank you.
हेलो सर.
यस सर.
हाँ सर, CBSE शिक्षा कोड में क्या डालना है?
सर जो आपका CBSE का स्कूल का जो स्कूल कोड होता है उसके साथ ही
जो
CBSE
स्कूल कोड है वो डाल देंगे.
नहीं सर, उसके साथ पूरा ईमेल होता है. आप अपने STNC से पता कर लीजिए, वो बता देंगे.
अच्छा जी.
जिन लोगों ने अटेंडेंस फिल कर दिया है वो ग्रुप लेफ्ट कर सकते हैं, मीटिंग लेफ्ट कर सकते हैं. सॉरी. यस सर.
सर मेरा नाम सुनील ग्रुप में.
जी.
My name is not showing in the list.
So in that case, mention your name in the below section. There's a column given there. Please mention your name in the below section.
So that after that this will submitted.
Yes,
सर
ma'am.
उसके बाद वो सबमिट हो जाएगा क्योंकि नाम शो नहीं कर रहा है लिस्ट में.
मैम आपका नाम नहीं लिस्ट में शो कर रहा है, तो सबसे लास्ट में नीचे में लिखा हुआ है कि अगर आपका नाम नहीं है तो उसमें मेंशन कर दीजिए.
Yes, I have written.
Yes,
Yeah,
after
I
that,
have written,
in
but
that-
वो सबमिट हो जाएगा.
Yes, ma'am. After that, submitted over there, it will get submitted, ma'am, and you will get a copy of that submission on your mail.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
fill in
शिक्षा कोड वाले हैं.
हेलो सर।
यस सर।
यस सर। सर पूछ रहे हैं शिक्षा कोड वाले में स्कूल कोड के साथ स्कूल का ईमेल डालना है।
नहीं सर, वहाँ पे आप अपने STNC से पता कर लीजिए, वो आपको इस CBSE शिक्षा का जो email ID है वो बता देंगे। जिन जिनको CBSE शिक्षा email ID डालने में दिक्कत हो रहा है, प्लीज आस्क योर स्कूल STNC।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, ये सबमिट नहीं ले रहा है, ये कह रहा है कि दिस इज रिक्वायर्ड क्वेश्चन।
लास्ट में मैम एक क्वेश्चन डालना होगा, अगर आपका नाम मेंशन है लिस्ट में, सेलेक्ट करने के बाद भी आपको नीचे मेंशन करना होगा, आप एक डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया हुआ है।
सर आई हैव रिटन देयर, बस वो उसके अब लिस्ट में मेरा नाम नहीं आ रहा है और सबमिट नहीं ले रहा है ये सर।
मैम नीचे वाला में अपना नाम डालिए।
डाल चुकी हूँ सर, डाल चुकी हूँ सर।
कोई सेक्शन आप छोड़ रही है मैम जहाँ पे आपने मेंशन नहीं किया है सब कुछ। आप एक बार चेक करिए, कहीं पर रेड हुआ होगा किसी एक सेक्शन पे।
I have done all, sir. Sir, this is required question. इसी में लिख रहा है सर required. Please select your name in the list. उसी में this is required लिख रहा है।
मैम इन दैट केस उसमें अगर आपका नाम नहीं है तो सबसे लास्ट में NA मेंशन करिए, सबसे लास्ट में नाम में NA मेंशन है। नॉट अवेलेबल।
वही है।
सेकेंड लास्ट क्वेश्चन में मैम अगर आपका नाम नहीं है देन प्लीज सेलेक्ट NA।
शांत रहिए ना जी, आप लोग काहे हल्ला कर रहे हैं?
It's done, sir. I have written name there, but again it's showing this is a required question in the please select your name. उसमें फिर वो आ रहा है this is the required question.
मैम उसमें NA आप डाल दीजिए, जिसमें रिक्वायर्ड नेम है ना उसमें NA लिख दीजिए, then it will be okay. Okay?
Section is to open.
सबसे लास्ट में मेंशन है मैम NA, सबसे लास्ट में जिसमें नेम लिस्ट है उसमें सबसे लास्ट में मेंशन है NA।
कॉल करने से दो।
By this we are closing this meeting. I think everyone has understood. We are ending this meeting. Thank you everyone.